You're live. That's what it says on the screen. Every time it pops up, I'm gonna say it on the screen. Um, yeah, so I'm talking about my first move, right? My first move into this new adventure, the new journey of becoming a real estate agent in the state of Oregon. So first thing I had to do, or first thing I did do last night, I just sat there thinking about like the next 3 months, what I need to do. Next 3 to 4 months, 3 to 4 months. So heading into the summer months and hopefully a little bit past that. I pulled out roughly 30K out of my savings. And what I'm doing with that 30K is I'm going to pay down 3 months of rent, 3 months of childcare, pay off a lot of different things. That way, for the next 3 months after I exit this job, I don't have to worry from a financial standpoint how I'm going to pay for rent. Although there is a cushion there, I won't tell you that cushion because I am retired and there's money coming into my pocket. I wanted that cushion to give myself some time and space to be able to cultivate an environment within myself for the sales process, for the sales business, for me. I think there's going to be a level of comfort to go into a situation knowing that I don't have to necessarily make a sale as much as I want to encourage the person or the people that I'm working with to make the right decision for the right things without me certainly influencing them to jump the gun. So I think giving myself this sort of cushion will allow me to really be the person that I want to be when it comes to attending to the person's or people's needs. Now I'm still wrestling on when I'm going to drop these papers. I want to do it sooner than later. I'm not overly attached to this job as I am more focused on the big picture, which is to have more time with my little peoples. Because I'm trying to be a super dad. I'm trying to be MVP at this job thing. You know what I'm saying? Like that is my dream job. My dream job is to be a dad. So here I am, like making this decision, making this step, and I hoping it's in the right direction. Now, I am estimating that I'll be able to obtain my license in less than a month because this is going to be my focus. This is going to be my job for the next month or so to obtain this license. And I've cut up like I won't have anything to do during the day other than like maybe a hobby here and there just to like break up the monotony of being in front of a computer. But this will be like my job to obtain this license. That way I can hopefully get into a brokerage that is one fits my personality, two focuses on um, lead generation, cross pollinating information, some a place that will allow me to be me. You know, I think a lot of them do allow that sort of space for their realtor or their agents as long as they're making sales. So there's that part. I have a background in sales, by the way, that was cultivated through hard hours and times as a recruiter on the streets for the Marine Corps. So I think that's going to translate very well when it comes to dealing with people and trying to ascertain like what they really want with the next move that they have. I think that's something that I can do. I'm also a high functioning introvert, so I'm not like the type of person that wants to go out and hang out with a whole bunch of people. I'd rather have like the one-on-one conversations. And because I'm that type of person, I think I'm going to be able to find out, exactly what their needs and motivators are, and then cater my style or my approach to getting them what they want a little bit more in depth. Now, ideally, if I'm able, I would like to partake in taking my daughters out on Mondays, not allowing, but not having them go to daycare and spending more time with them because I imagine for some time the weekends are going to be consumed with me, doing showings, prospecting, and this Monday is going to allow me to kind of like take a step back, take them to the zoo, go on a beach trip, do the things that I want to do with them in the long run. So that's something that I've already thought about because as a agent, I can imagine like weekends are going to be your prime days to really do stuff because you're dealing with people who are also working. They're not individuals who might be retired or in that space where they can just leave work to go look at a house. So I imagine like that Saturday, that's what's going to be. And I think I've seen like a lot of agents out there are really able to cater their not just their lifestyle but their schedule, and they maneuver that around so they can still do the things that you're supposed to do as a parent. As for the income, I think it is important on a monthly basis to really deep dive into your spending. This allows you to track trends. So I saw like a whole bunch of different things that I think I'm frivolously spending money on that I can easily cut out. For example, coffee, Starbucks, cut that out, $5 a day, 20 times, that's a hundo right there that you can save and put towards something else. And that's something I've been thinking about. I do have an espresso machine that is like the old school version where you got to heat up the water, goes utilizes the steam to penetrate the beans, or not the beans, but the crushed beans, to formulate this little drink right here. So I've already gone that step already to be able to maneuver my way through my finances. Um, as it stands, I'll need to net, all right, not gross. I need to net roughly 2,500 a month to have positive cash flow. All this means is like I took every expense. I really did look into every expense. So I had to go into my fancy phone, see every little thing that I'm subscribed to, dial in how much it costs a month, and then like sometimes there's changes within the contract. So I even looked into that to get a more accurate picture of what exactly I'll need to have on a monthly basis, on an annual basis, as far as what I'm going to be paying. So I figured that out. And right now, as it stands, 2,500. All right, 2,500, which is comforting to know because as I am looking to get into this business, I know like you're not going to make a sale all the time. Like not every pitch is going to be hit. So here we are. As I'm Googling, I'm looking for the average of how many houses an agent will sell on a monthly basis. And that number isn't really as concrete as it is per annual basis. That was a little bit easier to find. And roughly right now for annual nationally. All right. Now, I'm not sure how it is in Oregon, but nationally it's roughly 10. I'm not sure how much that equates to as far as money, but 10 is a pretty good number. So a little bit under one a month. That's a pretty good number. I imagine like there's going to be slow months. December, slow month. November, December, slow month. So maybe that's how that number really got like populated. But that's something I'm kind of looking into. Like I haven't really done a trend analysis yet. I should probably do that as far as like when houses sell. I can use that by going into Zillow, looking at popular places, pulling up, when the house was sold, how much it was sold for. I can figure that out, but that's going to be really time consuming. I don't have that time right now. All I'm trying to do is like ascertain like what is my next move, how profitable is my next move going to be mentally, physically, financially. So right now, going rate for houses being sold nationally is 10 annually, which is actually pretty comforting to know. But I did see some numbers where it said 7, but those numbers were based on a different region, completely different region. I think it was Wyoming, which isn't really something similar to Oregon. And I'm going to be dealing with a lot of people within I don't want to say Pacific Northwest, but within the county of Multnomah County, probably like the Beaverton area or Washington County, Clark County. That's what I imagine I'd do. Anyways, there's a lot of things that I've been thinking about for quite some time, and I should let y'all know, like if you're looking into getting out of the career field that you're in, you really got to do some thinking. This is something I've been thinking about for quite some time. I only wish that at some point I would have been more deliberate on making this decision, because I have been thinking about it for quite some time. I have a friend that I converse with about this whole journey. She kills the game. So I'll be asking questions about, how she does things, how she became successful. But this is something I've been thinking about for quite some time. And I only wish that I would have done this while I was actively serving, getting my real estate license. I could have done that. It would have made the transition from active duty, I did have vacation time from like Christmas till March 31st. That would have been time that I could have utilized working for a firm or brokerage, getting really versatile in what my approach would be, get to know the landscape of how sales are conducted within a region, the paperwork. And by the time I exited, I would have been in a pace, or at least a place that I needed to be to make the sales that are required of me to sustain my current lifestyle. So this is something I've been thinking about. One thing I also been thinking about is like, as I'm looking at those numbers, that average of 10 annually, this is annually, right? And you look at all the real estate agents out there, they're not young. They are getting younger though. They are getting really young, and those young cats are making more sales than the older generation, because the older generation hasn't quite adopted the idea of utilizing technology, which is something I'm very versatile in. So I think I can rely on that other asset to really draw some attention, or at least create some sort of lead, you know, lead generation. I think this is where that avenue of prospecting can also be enhanced. And that is something I'm definitely going to put into my repertoire as far as what I can do to affect change, to create some sort of vibe or some sort of interest in utilizing me as the person that's going to help them find their new home. So, anyways, those are my thoughts. I tried keeping this under 10 minutes. We went over, but again, if you're thinking about making this type of decision, this I didn't take this lightly. I did do a lot of research before I really like deep dived into the thought process. And then once I got into the thought process, I dug even deeper because I really needed to understand how this is going to affect me, my family, and here we are. So, anyways, if you don't have anything for me, I don't have anything for you. If you liked it, I mean, hit the like button. If not, just later.